There is a samurai proverb that says, "The sword that is never drawn is still a sword." You have never been lazy. You have been misaligned. Every morning, millions of people wake up, stare at everything they need to do, and feel that familiar heaviness settle in their chest, that pullback toward the pillow, that voice that whispers, "Not today." And immediately, the guilt follows. I'm so lazy. What's wrong with me? Why can't I just do the things I know I need to do? But here is what Japanese philosophy understood centuries before modern psychology caught up. Laziness is almost never the real problem. Today, we explore 10 lessons drawn from samurai discipline, Zen Buddhism, and the quiet wisdom embedded in Japanese daily life that will completely reframe how you see yourself. Lesson 1. You are not lazy. You are misaligned by the wrong things. The samurai did not wake before dawn because someone forced him to. He woke because his entire identity, his Bushido, his code, was inseparable from his actions. His sword, his posture, his breath, all of it was devotion, not duty. Modern life asks us to be devoted to things that have nothing to do with who we are. When you feel lazy, ask instead, whose life am I failing to live up to? Often, the answer is not your own. Lesson 2. The Japanese concept of ikigai explains everything. Ikigai, roughly translated as a reason for being, sits at the intersection of 4 things: what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. When these 4 align, you do not need willpower. You need restraint to stop working, not to start. But when even one circle is missing, especially the first, every task feels like dragging a stone uphill. That is not laziness. That is your inner compass saying, this is not your mountain. Lesson 3. Stillness is not the enemy of action. In Japanese sword arts, kenjutsu, the master warrior is most dangerous in the moment of perfect stillness just before he moves. The untrained eye sees inaction. The trained eye sees total readiness. We have pathologized rest. We have made stillness feel like a moral failure. But the Japanese practice of the intentional pause, the sacred empty space, teaches that the gap between actions is not wasted time. It is where clarity is born. Lesson 4. You may be suffering from burnout, not laziness. A samurai who has fought 3 battles in one day does not fail to fight a 4th because he is weak. He fails because he is human, and there is no shame in that. The Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing, and the rhythms of seasonal living teach us the human system is cyclical, not linear. Demanding constant output from a cyclical being is not discipline, it is cruelty. Lesson 5. Kaizen, the art of 1%. The samurai did not master the sword in 1 week. He held it, felt its weight, practiced one stroke until it was perfect. When the task ahead feels impossible, it is almost always because you are trying to see the entire mountain from the base. Kaizen whispers, just today, just this, 1 brushstroke, 1 sentence, 1 minute of movement. That is enough. Lesson 6. Your environment is shaping you more than your willpower. Walk into a traditional Japanese dojo and notice everything has a place, everything is clean. The space itself communicates, here we are focused. The warrior doesn't need to summon motivation in that space. The space summons it for him. Your environment is either working for your focus or against it. There is no neutral. Lesson 7. You don't have a discipline problem, you have a values conflict. The samurai who follows Bushido does not struggle to act with integrity. It is not effort, It is identity. Write down what you say your values are. Then write down how you spent last Tuesday. If those two lists look different, that gap, that friction, that is what you have been calling laziness. It was never laziness, it was dissonance. Lesson 8. The samurai embraced mortality to find urgency. In Bushido, the meditation on death was called shime, not from fear, but from reverence, living each day as if it were the last. When we lose touch with the fact that our time is finite, when days blur into weeks, blur into years, urgency evaporates. Reconnecting with mortality gently and honestly is one of the most powerful anti-procrastination tools ever discovered. Lesson 9. Wabi-sabi. Imperfection is the beginning, not the barrier. Wabi-sabi, the Japanese aesthetic of beauty in imperfection, may be the single most important concept for anyone who struggles to start. Perfectionism is the great disguise of fear. We do not delay because we are lazy. We delay because we are afraid the imperfect version will not be good enough. The Japanese tea master deliberately leaves one element of the bowl asymmetrical, not by accident, but as a philosophy. The crack, the uneven glaze, these are not failures. They are proof that something real was made by human hands. Begin imperfectly. Begin today. Lesson 10. Find your sword. Every samurai had a sword that was uniquely his, balanced for his grip, his stance, his way of moving. You are looking for your sword. The thing that when you pick it up, your entire body says yes. The work that doesn't feel like work, not because it's easy, but because it's yours. Ikigai, kaizen, wabi-sabi. These are not productivity hacks. They are a language, a way of listening to yourself more deeply than the noise of modern life allows. You have never been lazy. You have been searching. The samurai who sits in stillness before the battle is not wasting time. He is gathering himself. He is remembering who he is. And when he rises with everything he has. That stillness is available to you, not after you fix yourself, not after you become more disciplined, right now. If this video helped you see yourself a little more clearly today, share it with someone who calls themselves lazy, because they are not lazy either. Subscribe for weekly Japanese wisdom that cuts through the noise. And remember, even the sword that is never drawn is still a sword.
Thank you for watching.